Hey guys, Jordan with the Young Turks and TYT Politics. Hope you're having a good day. I just did a Facebook video on TYT Politics Facebook page, but wanted to update you here on the Young Turks page. A lot of things going on related to Standing Rock. The last 2 days have been very fast-paced, and there's a lot of reason to believe the police, I call the oil police, as well as the legal system here, is trying to railroad and trying to squash people from coming back to Standing Rock. I think that they have seen leaders like Chase Iron Eyes, as well as LaDonna Brave Bull Allard, who have been urging people, water protectors, to come back to Standing Rock and to fight non-violently and in prayer. And I believe they are taking measures right now to try and squash any growing nonviolent protests. Numbers have been reduced here, and Chase, as well as LaDonna, have been very vocal, frankly, against the Standing Rock Sioux tribe in saying, come back, we need you in this fight. So let me give you the sequence of events of what's been happening here. So yesterday, Chase Iron Eyes, as well as a lot of other water protectors, had moved from the Oceti-Sacoan camp, which was renamed Oceti-Oyate camp. This is the main camp where, thousands have come over the last few months from all around the country, all around the world. They moved to higher ground, pretty much outside of the main camp, across Highway 1806 on top of a hill. And they were going to make that a new camp. They called it Little Child Camp. It was on top of a hill, right over the Backwater Bridge. The Backwater Bridge is basically where all this horrible stuff has happened. The police blockade has been down on Backwater Bridge for months. November 20th, that's where the horrific scene with the water cannons and the tear gas and the grenades coming from police on unarmed water protectors. So they held this camp. Well, the police know that Chase Iron Eyes is a leader in camp. They have been watching his live streams where he is urging water protectors to come back and that we can make room for you and we need to fight against the Dakota Access Pipeline. So as soon as they caught wind that he was organizing a new camp, they shut that shit down quickly. So they came in, they arrested Chase, they arrested 73 other water protectors. I'm actually in Mandan, North Dakota right now, waiting to hear if there's even going to be a hearing for Chase and those water protectors. First, I was told 9 a.m., then I was told after lunch. Now it's not clear if they even have the paperwork for Chase. These are all stall tactics to keep Chase, as well as other water protectors, in jail. We don't have the paperwork, or, those kinds of things. So I believe that in raiding Chase's camp yesterday, they're trying to railroad Chase, and now all of a sudden they don't have paperwork. We don't even know the charges yet for Chase. The police say he's on private land. That's the camp that he set up was on private land. Of course, Chase is saying this is treaty land. This is not private land. I'm not going to be like the media that says Chase says this, the police say this. You figure it out. No. It isn't private land. It's treaty land. If America is a country of laws, we have treaties that have been crapped on over the last hundreds of years against the Native Americans. Their land has been stolen. This is their treaty land. All the area around the main camp and all along Cannonball is treaty land. And that is the case Chase and other water protectors made yesterday when they were arrested. So that's number one with Chase. I'm waiting to see if there is even going to be a hearing for Chase. Now, they did that yesterday, rounding up his camp, shutting it down, and then arresting him. Right now, there is ATF officers, alcohol, tobacco, and excuse me, I don't want to jump. So last night, there was a secret meeting between the governor of North Dakota and Cannonball, North Dakota residents. Cannonball is where the camp technically is, Cannonball District. There was a meeting between Governor Doug Burgin, I believe his name is. He's the new governor, and Cannonball residents. Media was not allowed in this meeting, and apparently they did not have anti-Dakota Access Pipeline residents from Cannonball in this meeting. It was all pro-pipeline and anti-water protectors people in this meeting with the governor. So that was last night. Again, a secret meeting. The governor, Cannonball residents. The Cannonball residents have presumably been complaining about the road closure, which isn't the water protector's fault. It is the police who have barricaded and blocked off Highway 1806 for months. They have complained, the usual things. They complain about drugs and other things in the area. They call the protesters rowdy and agitators and hippies and all these things. They don't want the water protectors in their community, is basically it. So that happened last night. So are you following me? We got the raid yesterday of Chase's camp. Chase is a leader. The police don't want him leading. The police don't want him. They don't want him urging more people to come back. And then you have, right now, they're all of a sudden, ATF officers, BIA officers, Army Corps of Engineers officers are in Sacred Stone Camp, which in my last Facebook video I just told you is private land owned by LaDonna Brave Bull Allard. LaDonna Brave Bull Allard is a leader in the Standing Rock movement. She owns this land. According to her, she has told me her brothers and sisters own 22 acres of this land. There is certain sections of the land that the Army Corps does own. It's called Yurt Village. That is where they have oversight. But they are currently in her land, which she owns by law. They don't have the right to inspect her land. They went in without a warrant. They were not invited by LaDonna, and they went in her land. And they are assessing the floodplains, which, let me translate that for you, is code for we're about to raid your camp. That's what that means. They're going to try to find any little thing. They're going to try to find, whether it's things that make it unsafe for people to be there. They're going to try to find paraphernalia, maybe drugs, maybe, all sorts of things. That's why the ATF is there, the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Unit. So she does not own, the BIA said she owns 0.62 acres. That is not correct. She owns 22 acres of the land. So that's not correct. The BIA, the police are either misinformed or intentionally misinforming the public. So what you have here, they're currently there now. There was a live stream up. Johnny Dangers is there. He's a water protector, and he live streams from a lot of places, does good work. I don't see his live stream anymore, but an officer on the live stream I heard say, we are here to, quote, assess the floodplain. Assessing the floodplain, I don't know if they're actually there to assess the floodplain or to get people out of this camp. Because again, just like Chase has been doing live streams, LaDonna Brave Bull Allard has talked to the media and done live streams urging people to come back, saying she will make room at Sacred Stone Camp. So they don't have a warrant to go into LaDonna's land. They have no probable cause to go into LaDonna's land. And I need to report to you accurately what LaDonna told me. So, I can't sugarcoat things if it sounds bad for the tribe. LaDonna has told me that Chairman Dave Archibald, the chairman of the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, gave these officers permission to go in to her land. I have not spoken with Archibald or tribal officials, so I can't tell you their response to that. I can only tell you what LaDonna has told me, but LaDonna used the words, he sold us out. That was what she told me, he sold us out. So I don't know what the rationale for the chairman to tell people, tell these officers to go in and inspect this land. We have to remember that Chairman Archibald has instructed water protectors, at Ocheti-Socoan camp that they have to leave. They have to leave the camp, and I believe they have till middle of February to leave that camp. So Chairman Archibald and the tribe want water protectors out of that main camp. The reasons for that, we do not know. But I happen to know from my own sources of reporting that the Chairman Archibald has met with the governor and DAPL security officers in the past. Now, that does not mean he is corrupt. He is the chairman of the tribe, so it makes sense that he would be meeting with the governor, DAPL security workers, trying to negotiate, trying to open dialogue. That doesn't, I am not accusing him of corruption. I'm telling you that I know he has met with the governor. I know he has met with DAPL. And according to LaDonna, the tribe gave permission for the police to go in there, and an officer also said on the live stream that they have permission from the Standing Rock Sioux tribe to be there. And sources of mine that usually steer me in the right direction have told me there are tribal representatives also that are taking part in this flood assessment. So you have the raid yesterday of Chase's camp, who was a leader urging people to come back. Then you have a secret meeting between the governor and residents of Cannonball last night where the media was not invited. You have Chase and other water protectors in jail overnight. And now, as of 20 minutes ago, we were told there's no paperwork for them yet, which might mean there's no hearings today. And now you have, I am not calling it a raid at this moment because as I was watching the live stream about a half hour ago, it was calm and the police were not brutalizing anyone. The police did make threats once they entered unwelcomely. They were not welcomed in. They did make threats, touch us, anything like that, you'll be arrested. So the police are not, innocent butterflies in this. But I spoke with LaDonna Brave Bull Allard, who is not there. She told me that she did not give permission for them to enter, that Dave Archibald, chairman of the tribe, did, and that, quote, he sold us out. So I could only report to you what I'm told accurately. I will try to get in touch with the chairman and the tribe to see what is the reason that they are giving permission. Maybe they gave permission for... No, it wouldn't make sense. They don't have grounds to give permission for anything because it's not tribal land, it's LaDonna's. According Keith Fixico is live now if you want to see a live stream. I'm in Mandan waiting to cover Chase Iron Eye's hearing. But I will say, to me, you got to read the tea leaves here. It's very evident that these DAPL security workers, these police, they've been in the tank for this oil company since day one. They have been brutalizing unarmed water protectors. Have there been isolated cases of water protectors maybe lighting vehicles on fire or throwing things at police officers? Yes. I'm not going to sugarcoat and lie to you. I have never personally seen it, so I always make that clear. But I have heard from people that it has happened in the past. But those are isolated incidents. I don't want to report that as if this is a violent protest, because it's not. These are isolated incidents, and sometimes when police vehicles are burnt on fire, it is strategic to keep the police away because these are police that are tear gassing you, that are shooting rubber bullets at you, that are grenades. We know that a poor 21-year-old girl almost lost her arm. Another girl, a Native American, lost her eyesight in one eye because of tear gas. So sometimes water protectors are lighting things on fire for their own protection to keep the police away. But we should say this is an obvious police tactic to shut down leaders of the No DAPL movement, like Chase Iron Eyes, like LaDonna Brave Bull Allard, raid their camps, possibly arrest them in Chase's case. LaDonna Brave Bull Allard is not at the land, but I spoke with her. She told me 22 acres her and her brothers own. They are on her land, not Army Corps land. She did point out that Dave Archibald gave them permission to go in. So there is explaining that needs to be done why the tribe allowed anybody into that land. Just because, obviously Standing Rock Sioux tribe has great members, and tribal council has a lot of strong people. They know a lot of things I don't know, we don't know. But the bottom line is, it's private land. It's LaDonna Brave Bull Allard's land. So they don't have a right to go in there. There's no warrant. But this is North Dakota, and as I've shown you repeatedly, the law apparently does not apply here. It only applies if it protects oil companies, banks, and Republicans, and corrupt Democrats. So I'm going to stay on it. I'm going to try to talk to people, see what's going on there. Assessing the floodplains could be an appetizer to actually raiding it and kicking people out. They could say they could make up shit that they found. There is no accountability for police here. And obviously we have a president on the police and the oil company's side. So continue watching. Again, I think this is an obvious way to railroad Chase Iron Eyes, LaDonna Brable Allard, shut down the leadership. They're doing this to countless other water protectors that they're concocting fake charges. So I'm going to continue staying on it, and I'll be live again later with more updates.